Hello and welcome. So, in the last session, we have seen how to create a graphical calculation, graphical view of type dimension. So, in this session, we're going to create one more view. So, if you remember, in one of our previous sessions, I have imported two remote tables from S4 Cloud, purchase order data and purchase order item data. So, now we are going to use those tables and create a graphical view. So let's go to data builder, click on new graphical view. I'm gonna minimize the left side control panel. So here I can see my under repository, we have all the objects. So I have my purchase order item remote tables. Let's bring the purchase order data. So this is how it looks. And now you have different options like you can filter columns, and you can rename or exclude columns using projection. You can create formulas, you can create aggregation, you can see the data, all these things. What I'm going to do now, this is purchase order data and I have my purchase order item data. Before bringing the purchase order item data, let's see. These are all like same things like what we have seen already, like table related details, properties. Now I'm going to bring my purchase order item and drag this on top of the purchase order. You can see union, join or replace. What I want to do is I want to join. Just drag that onto join. Now you can see these are joined. And if you have proper technical names like for purchase order, you can see my purchase order name based on the technical names, it's automatically taken the join, and the join type is inner join. Okay. And cardinality, I can say many to exactly one. So that means every row in my purchase order joins to only one, or only one row in, or I can say many. Okay, we might have different items. Every row in purchase order joins to zero or multiple rows in purchase order item. Every row in purchase order item joins to zero or multiple rows. But so let's keep it as many to exactly one. Okay, and or you can leave it as default. And we have different options here, like when we click like join, we have seen, and this is a projection, like you can rename or exclude the uh, columns here. Like if I go here, you see here some are grayed out because we have purchase order field coming from purchase order and purchase order item as well. If you want to see, okay, this is grayed out and this is enabled. If I click this, it will show you, okay, this column is coming from purchase order and this one is from purchase order items. Since both are same, so it has already excluded from the list of the output columns. If you want, you can again, restore the column, or if you want to exclude any of another columns, you can do that using this. Like for example, if I go back here, if you keep the cursor on any of the columns, you have these three dots, right? You can, if you click that, you can exclude the column, you can change the column name, and you can restore the column. If any of them are already excluded, you can change the name. So you can do that using this projection. Okay. So I'm okay for now. But what I want is I don't want all the data. It has so much of data. What I can do is I can add a filter also, right? Here, like if you click this, that's right. Yeah, once you click this, you have something called filter. Let's add a filter here. I don't want all the data from purchase order. What I'll do is I'll take only few purchase orders. Let's go to columns, purchase orders, space. If you want to go, if you can go to other, I think you'll have many options. What I want is not equals to. I'll take some purchase orders between one. This is the purchase order I have, purchase order number, and I'm taking between purchase order between 1 to let's say 10. I'll give. Okay, and these are purchase validate. Okay, this is fine. Now similarly, I'll apply filter here on the purchase order. Um, Go to columns and purchase orders, space go to others between in single quotations I'm giving purchase order between 4501 and 10. And also if you want to apply another field, like suppose let's say I have I think some language column here. Yeah, I'm gonna give some space here. I'm going to keep it as English. I have I think multiple languages. Okay, so let's validate. Yeah, this is fine. So now if you go to join, you can view the data also at every level. So we are not saved it, but you can see the data. So let's go to data viewer and see whether our join is working and filters are working properly or not. Because we have filtered for only 10 purchase orders from the both tables, and they will be joining. And also we have applied filter on language. I can show you complete data, but since it's a remote table and we are not persisting it, it's going to take some time. That's why I did not show data, but I know there are multiple languages, and so there are so many purchase orders. Let's wait for some time to maybe I will pause the recording. Okay, now we got the data. Let's close the details tab. So here you can see purchase order, and there are different items. That's why, and you can see only 10 purchase orders since we filtered already. And I want to show you the language. You can see here language column. We are getting only English. So that's why filters and giant works. And you have again formulas, like if you want to like create calculated columns behind, because we have purchase under purchase item we have I think amount other fields. There are so many fields, and if you want to create any calculated columns, for example, let's say you know, mm, if you want to go like multiplication to figure type columns or like different calculations you can do using, you can create a new column saying calculated columns, and you can add aggregation level, like so if you want to keep it as sum, min, max, these kind of things you can do. This is the last output node view. Yeah, but it's gonna take some time again, so I'm not gonna do that. First, change the view name. So let's go to top and view. This is a graphical view based on remote tables. I'm gonna give purchase order data. Okay, and these things I'll keep it as it is. And these are the columns. You can edit the columns here, but I'm not. And you can see input parameters, we'll see later. Data persistency. This is a view, right? If you want to persist the data, you can do that also. But here options are not coming since we have not saved this and deployed it. Once you save and deploy, you will see the data persistence options. You can physically store the data. That data persistence and all we'll see in the upcoming sessions. We'll persist uh, the data for one of the view, and I will show you all the details, and also input parameters also I'll show you in the coming sessions. But for now, yeah, let's save this and deploy. Wait for the deployment to complete. You can see here currently nothing is there, but once they're deployed under data persistence, you will see many options. Please excuse me, it's a bit slow. System is very slow. I'm going to pause the. Okay, now I have saved and deployed it. You can see this view is already deployed, and let's go down. You see under data persistence, as I said, there are some other options. Persist data, start data persistence, and you can schedule the persistence. In case if you want to store the data physically in your data sphere, we will go for these options, because that if you want to see the data, see these are remote tables and we don't have this data in the data sphere. They have to fetch from the source from S4 cloud, and they have to apply all these filters, joins, projections, all these things and show you. So it'll take some time. In case if you have large amount of data in your sources, and if it's gonna take some time. So provide that we can go for persistence of the data, and we can, schedule the data persistence so that your data will be available in your data sphere. Okay, that's all for this session. In next session, we are going to create one more graphical view, and based on our scenario, which we create files, and we're going to uh, use that in an analytical model. Based on that view, we are going to create an analytical model. So thank you, and we'll see you in the next sessions.